into the call.
Okay, if you want, I can begin. When you want.
Yeah, great.
Okay, you want talking about the airport and talk.
When you came along to it and what's happened since you started.
Okay, the Faro Airport opening in July 65. In the next week will be 55 years old of the airport. We almost the beginning of the tourism, as we know, in the Algarve. The oldest main hotels opening at the same time. After a Portuguese Revolution from April 74, we increased twice the old terminal. In the 89, we opened a new terminal. During the 90s, the traffic increased a lot with the Portugal, when the Portugal joins to the European Union community. So in 89, it's almost this terminal. And in 2001, we increased the bridge on the terminal. The airport, on the beginning, it's almost the traffic. It's a charter operation from north of Europe, from the United Kingdom, from Ireland, from the Scandinavia, and so on. And after the liberalization in European Union, the low-cost carriers increase a lot. At the moment, low-cost traffic is around 75% of the traffic. This is a huge increase, and the decrease of the charter flights. So at the moment, charter flights it's less than it's around 3%, from almost 80% to 3%, and the low-cost since 2005. It's from 0 to 79%. So change a lot the profile of our customers and our tourists. What's the difference? It's the aircraft. It's lower capacity, more frequency, several flights a day. For example, we have to Dublin 3, 4, 5 a day. Each day from the 3, 5, sometimes from Ryanair 2 or 3, with Aer Lingus 2 or 3. So the difference between before the liberalization is the frequency. So the airports have the need to change the terminal, and we began the new refurbishment of the terminal in 2015, and was inaugurated in the 17th of July 2017 with the Prime Minister of Portugal. So we changed because the traffic changed, because the passengers, the type of airlines and so on changed. So if you want to go to travel to Ireland, you have 5 airports, not now, but in the last year, 5 airports, several times a day, and when you can choose when you want. So we need to move to this different kind of traffic. So at the moment we have a base of the Ryanair on the airport in the summer with 8 aircraft, on the winter with 2 or 4, depends the point of view, but there is year-round in the minimum 4 aircraft. So this is the profile of the airport. So I'm joining to the Faro Airport in 2015, to the beginning of the works on the terminal. So this is my main role. It's to grow the traffic during the winter. This is my main goals when I arrived here, and the execution of the complete of the transformation of the terminal. So this is the main jobs when I arrived to the Faro Airport, and I think it's not a bad work until now, because the traffic at the moment is 6 million and now in 9 million. Depends the different factors outside the airports, on the markets, on the competition and so on. But we almost provide the condition to accommodate all the demand that we have. And during the works, it's not the ideal standard of the service providing, but we don't have so much problems during this period. So before to arrive the Faro Airport, I was in the Ponta Delgada Airport in the Azores Island, the deputy manager of the old airports. My background is from economics, it's from management and from the aviation. I have other activities, but aviation it's almost a passion. I'm enthusiastic of that. So this is my background. It's the reason that I came here. On the other airports that I came from, the marketing and the commercial, it's very difficult because nobody in the middle of Europe, don't know so much about the Azores. In the Algarve, it's a little different. So it's at the moment it's a hard job to do, but this is the point. I don't know what you want to know, but any question?
No, that's great. What I'm going to ask you to do now is, because I think most people are on the call, is if you could tell us what way you see this pandemic affecting you and how it's going to play out over the next 2 to 3 months, which is obviously in the Algarve really important and crucial in terms of getting revenue in post-COVID-19. It's not even post-COVID-19, it's still going on. So what do you think is happening now, what's going to happen, and how are you going to manage it?
So first of all, it will take time to recover. So airlines and airports are on the same in a very difficult position because this is the lack of passengers or confidence of passengers. The first flight from the Netherlands, the CEO of the company came on board. And this is the first flight from the airlines, and the first airport was Faro Airport. And the statement they said to me, it's my business now, it's obtain confidence from the passengers. So this is the first point to this business, is to get confidence to the passengers to fly. In my office, I go to the window and look to the arrival area, and when I look into them, oh, these passengers are enough confident to travel, but time to time we have a bigger load factor on the aircraft. So it takes time to obtain this confidence. So we are working together with airlines on daily basis to create a condition to promotion, to make the follow-up, what's the action we have in place to flow the passengers in safety way. And on the commercial point of view, we are at the moment we decrease the charge during the winter to be more competitive on this airport. So at the moment we are trying with the Civil Aviation Authority in Portugal to decrease for the next winter, decrease the charge to promotion for the airlines to share the risk on the operation. And we are a partnership to put in place with the Tourism of Portugal and the Tourism Bureau of the Algarve to promote the region and to do what's need to do. It's almost, it's not we can say this is to beginning the operation. It's not beginning because we need to beginning a new operation, but the confidence of the passengers. Because the airlines have the aircraft, they are parking on the airport, on this airport and the other airport. They have the pilots and the crew. It's available to operate. We have the civil aviation. We have the air navigation in standby or available. The airport, we have all capacity on available, and handling agents. The sector are available to begin the operation, but the problem is only confidence, and the confidence it takes time to the news, to the new case of COVID-19 and so on. This is the point. What we are doing now is promotion, changing charge, and to show to the passengers that we comply with all safety measure we can do and the state of the art of the measure to be a safe airport.
And what measures did you take, Alberto? It's just to, if people were to, we may be talking to confidence, as you say.
Yes, when you arrive to the airport, we have vending machines to everybody coming into the terminal with a mask and protectors. So the first point, everyone inside the terminal with protection. Second point, I'm talking now about the departures. When you go to the check-in, we have a glass to protect the staff to the check-in, and we have stickers on the floor to give the idea to the passengers to not join or to separate. We use one check-in, yes, other not, to give confidence to the passengers. So we don't have a full demand to the terminal and to the check-in desk. So we have put in place this area on the check-in area. Second, we go to the security. On the security, we disinfection all the area every day with the products and so on. So this is the second situation. So, for example, just a second, we have on the security, security and baggage trays. We disinfected every day all this equipment. So after that, on the trolleys, we disinfect all trolleys, every entrance in the terminal. So this is other things that we put in place. After we go to the daily and in regular cleaning, we have a product in that disinfection after using all check-in, all area. We do that, and we use the products to regular cleaning and disinfection according to Portuguese authorities. So on the boarding, we don't have interaction with the passengers, the staff waiting. We create a more intelligent way to make the boarding gate. So this is the measure on the departure. On the arrival, the passenger, until now, they're using the bridge. They go to the arrival lounge and have information stickers to maintain the distance, social distance. And after we have a monitor, the temperature, a camera that monitor the temperature. If the temperature is upper than 38 degrees, we have a staff that made a new measure of temperature. If maintained more than 38 degrees, we implement a procedure with the SNS 24. This is the Portuguese health service, and it's what's in place now, implemented on the terminal. All passengers that disembark from the aircraft and embark, it's with a mask. It's a rule that everyone use the mask inside the terminal. So to provide the confidence. What I watching on the passenger, I feel they feel safe on the terminal. It's not so much passengers until now, but I think it's not so bad. We have some interviews or some in the media what we are doing in the terminal, and the information that I give, it's okay, but it's new. Every day we have a problem. Every day we need to change. Any day we need to update, and every day we need an evaluation what's going on, because it's a new normal. It's not the challenge for the next month. We will be bad. We will be higher, and during the July too. So this is what we have in place. The job that we have done during this 2 months before, and it was coordinated inside the group. Our group managed 45 airports all over the world. This is a coordination process, and we will achieve a certification of all measures that we have implemented So I'm almost confident with the situation on the airport. Yeah.
Great. And just, you know, this in testing, you've been testing it now for 2 weeks, this new process. And is there going to be a sudden ramp up tomorrow, Alberto, or are you going to stage it more slowly in the light of the outbreak in the Algarve?
For example, tomorrow we will have 30 operation from the Ryanair. Ryanair tomorrow will begin the operation with a huge capacity, but it's not a day, twice a day flights to Dublin, one a day, or day yes or day no. At the moment they have 2 flights a weekly to Dublin. After tomorrow they will increase a lot. So the July we will increase a lot the traffic, and August too. But what I said before, the airlines are not so confident in the demand. Until now, working very well. We have a lot of some airlines with load factor with more than 80%, 80% of passengers on board. So what we expect to July, it's the operation. Huge operation from Ryanair, the beginning of operation with EasyJet, the operation with British Airways, the operation with Aer Lingus, the operation with Aer Lingus, the Air France, and the operation with Jet2. Jet2, it's only on 15th of July, okay? But during this week, we have almost the same airlines that the year before, but less capacity. We have 3 flights a day with the British last year at the same time. Now we have 5 a week. So it's all of the flights, it's to Heathrow, not to Heathrow and the Gatwick and so on. So this is to beginning for the next phase. So the TP Air Portugal will begin the operation tomorrow. So what I expect, this is the time to get confidence of the passenger, the confidence of the system, of the airline, and to have demand on the passenger. And the other important thing from the passenger point of view, when the airline began the operation, a huge share buying the ticket the day before, because they are not so confident if the flight is going on or not. So this is other situation that the airlines programming their flights, but don't have enough confidence, because in the last day it's a lot of tickets sales. So this is the point at the moment.
Great. I'm very conscious that you're short of time, Alberto. So I'm going to ask the people on the call if they have any questions. Everybody on the call, we need to finish at about 11:15 because Alberto has a serious meeting at 11:30 he needs to prepare for. So if you could ask your questions now, that would be great. And then at about 12 minutes past 11, I'll switch back and we'll just talk very briefly about the future when this is over, Alberto. Okay, so would anybody like to ask a question?
Yeah, I would like to ask a question. Just because about this news from today, about nationalization of TAP, I'd like to ask Alberto what you think about it. It's the first question. And second question, what do you think should be the role of TAP, especially in the Algarve and with the Faro Airport? Should it compete with the most commercial flights, or should trying to open new markets for the Algarve?
The first question, sorry, I don't understand the first question.
Because the TP was just announced that it will be nationalized.
Okay.
It's on the news.
What
do you think about it?
About TP and nationalization, yeah, I don't have opinion, because it's a political decision. It's not management decision from the region or from the airport or so on. So this is a political decision from Portuguese government. So first point. Second point, TAP Air Portugal, it's an airlines. The business model, it's on hub and spoke. They concentrate their traffic in one airport and they distribute the traffic to the feeder. Faro Airport, it's a feeder. They 80% of our traffic 85% of our traffic from Faro to Lisbon, it's to going to the United States, to United Kingdom, to France, to Germany, and so on. So it's easy for the TAP, the business model, they concentrate in Lisbon and they split the traffic to different airports. For example, one example, the daily flights from Boston to Lisbon, 80% of traffic don't stay in Lisbon, only 15% of traffic. So this is the business model of the airlines. It's completely different from the airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet. It's point-to-point traffic. So it's cheaper, it's different products, and so on. From the region, the region, a committee from the region send a proposal to the TAP, have a meeting with the TAP, the board of the TAP, and send a proposal to develop several markets that the region understand there is potential. But it's a risk from the airline side. They need to study. The region sends the details about why they think it's important to have a direct connection to different markets. So this is the point at the moment. But the best solution in short term, it's a good connection to Lisbon for the passenger, don't waiting on the more than 2 hours and half at Lisbon airport. If you arrive at 4 p.m., you have a flight at 11 p.m. It's so much time. You rent a car and go by car from Lisbon to Faro. So it's needed to change the schedule of the airlines to have a good connection in Lisbon don't spend a lot of time waiting for the next connection. This is the first step in short term, and in the medium term, they need to study the proposal. It's to choose different markets can be an opportunity. For example, Scandinavia. At the moment, Scandinavia is not an option because Scandinavia closed and it's very difficult in the short term. So, but there is the guidelines from the point of view of the region, and the airport is on that process, is to develop several markets based an aircraft here in the same what they will do on Porto region. So this is the point. I don't know. I've answered our question. The first one, I don't talking about that because it's a political decision. It's state decision. The second, we are working on that, but it's very difficult in the short term because it's a hub and spoke business model.
Tony, Judge, you have your hand up. Would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, thanks, Aoife. Hi, Alberto. Tony Judge from Clubs to Hire. Obviously, we know each other from the airport. We have a shop in the airport. I'm just wondering, Alberto, what are you hearing in terms of the air bridges? I know there's an announcement coming out of Ireland due on the 9th of June, and I think the UK as well. But I'm hearing some negative news in regards to both the Algarve and Lisbon. Have you any news on that? What are you hearing in terms of what air bridges are going to happen, and if Portugal is going to be included?
So I have information from our stakeholder. Information that I have tomorrow, the British Minister of Transport will announce the condition of their bridge. It's supposed to be yesterday. It's postponed for tomorrow. The airlines, the point of view of the airlines, they don't change anything. Don't depend of their bridge to open or not open. Just only one airlines will not open this week the operation. It's jet2.com. They will open on 15th of July. So tomorrow, British Airways will begin the operation. Tomorrow, Ryanair will open to different airports. EasyJet will open to different airports this week until this weekend. So the point of view of the airlines, we don't see any change. So if about the British government will create the air bridge to Faro or not, I don't have the confidential information. We talk with each other what we think, yes or no, but it's a government decision. I don't have enough information. Some flights, for example, the operation from the UK, from Luton Airport in London, began in the 16th of June with Wizz Air, and the load factor is very good. So very good inbound traffic. On outbound traffic, not so much, but at the moment they are in good figures now. So the people are available to travel, but with less demands, and we have each today the flight from Luton. Before it's 2 or 3 flights a day. This is a difference now.
Yeah, I think, Alberto, I think my point is, and that's great news, and I'm delighted the flights are beginning to move for obvious reasons, but the negativity I'm hearing, obviously, if people travel to Portugal is what I'm hearing, and this air bridge hasn't got approval from whether it be the Irish government or British government, and they return to Ireland or the UK, they have to self-quarantine for 14 days. And that's having a massive effect on confidence of people saying, yeah, I'm going to the Algarve, I'm going to go down on holidays. Look, for example, I'm coming down in July, but I'm unsure still as to when I come back to Dublin, whether I need to quarantine or not. And that's, I suppose, I'm just wondering, are you hearing anything on that?
But I don't have more information, only the media and only contacts with the stakeholders, but from the Portuguese government, they don't have better information that are in the media. I understand your point. The airlines are not happy with this indecision, not decision. The airlines, we have a statement yesterday from Michael O'Leary from Ryanair about the situation, but I don't have more information than that.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Alberto.
Okay.
Have we one last question, guys? Because I really am serious. Alberto is very short of time. No?
Yeah.
No other
I mean,
questions?
sorry, if
Yeah,
could
no,
I
I
just...
think there is a question from Bruce Joyce. He's waving his hand.
Okay, Bruce,
Bruce?
off you go.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. From my point.
Okay. I'm very familiar with Portugal and the Algarve. I've been traveling there since 1992 for both holidays and business. And I've done some work with NAV Portugal and other companies there. My background is air traffic control and aviation management. 2 questions. One, with regard to the operation of the terminal, particularly for departures. As the number of flights increase, are there any intentions to ensure there isn't over congestion in the terminal by issuing passengers with what I call them slot times for arrival, so they don't arrive 3-4 hours in advance?
So at the moment, according to our forecast, we will not have problems of congestion on the terminal until September or October, according our best information from the airline. It's in a daily basis, we update the information. We don't have any information. Concerning the slots, we don't have any intention to change anything about the maximum capacity declared for the airport. So, for example, on the departure passenger per hour, it's 2,600 passengers. We will not change anything, but we know the demand, it's very low comparing to that. And at the moment, we have during the July, I don't have the information in memory for August, it's two flights an hour during the next July, the maximum, two flights an hour. So we have enough capacity to provide confidence and the good service to the airlines to the different destinations at this time. August, it's a little different because from July to August, we will increase the demand in 20%. So it's a little bit more. And for July, for August, we almost don't have any problem of capacity. Concerning the slots, we maintain the same level of capacity. And I don't know the details. I don't know if you're asking about the details about suspension of slots on the other airports. For Faro Airport, it's no problem at the moment.
Okay, if I could, may I ask just one very quick question and give you some information. I'm involved with a group that is forming a consortium, and mainly here in Ireland, but also there's a Portuguese company called Entry Point South, who are an air traffic control training company. And what we're looking at doing in order to generate alternative revenue streams to compensate for revenues lost over the last 4 months or so, is we're looking at putting together this consortium as a consultancy and training group for third countries outside of Europe primarily. I'd be very interested in talking to you about that if you were interested in doing so.
Yes, I'm available. I am available to if you need. If you want, I'm giving my contacts, and we can make a specific meeting to talking about that, talk about the situation, what's going on the airport, and if you want, I can integrate it to the air navigation service provider to update from your point of view, and because the air traffic control service, it's provided by NAV of Portugal. Navigation of Portugal. So we have a good relationship and coordination, but they are on charge to doing this kind of job.
Yeah, I've done some work with the guys from NAV over the last 20 years or so, and also with the European Commission on the Joint Air Traffic Management Working Group and other projects as well.
Great. I'm going to jump in here now to close off the call so that Alberto could go to his next one. But Alberto, before we go, I want to thank you for taking the time this morning when I know you're under a lot of pressure. But do you have a few moments to tell us about how you are going to face into the winter and overcome the seasonality this year, which I think will be important for many people on the call this morning to see what the longer, medium, sort of 6 months term is going to be?
For the winter, we expect a decrease of the traffic comparing with 2019. Okay, but it's not a final figure. So at the moment, the airlines are working now, focus on July, what's going on July, because as I said before, the passenger buys the ticket the day before sometimes. So I have information with a little with the decrease for the winter. We maintain almost the same connection with decrease of frequency. For example, we don't have daily flights to Dublin, perhaps one day off. So this is the difference for what I expect for the winter. We have figures for the winter with the best information, but it's not the time to share a lot of information about that, because the airline, it's not so much confidence on that.
Great. Thank you, Alberto. I'm going to let you go to your other call, and I do hope that we'll be able to set up a call after you've gotten through the next 2 months, and maybe early in September you'll come back and tell us how it went for a start, and how it is looking again for the following 12 months when we've been through this bit, and hopefully we're a bit closer to vaccines and everything else. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to share with you all the information. It's Algarve, it's almost Ireland, because it's a good air bridge between Ireland and Faro and the region. So we almost on the same side of the same country, almost the same country, because we go to somewhere, some place on the region that's with some link with Ireland. So we are available for you think. I'm very sorry about this change on the time of the meeting, but it's on this time from the airport point of view, it's very, very difficult, and the CEO decide to all top management group members to a meeting. But it's always a pleasure to share with you all the best information that we have. Each time that the information change day by day, we have a marketing team to update all the information. For example, from the news from the UK, for example, from the air bridge, I receive a lot of information every day. It changed very quickly. So, but I suppose we will stabilize the situation in August, and we can do a very confident forecast for the next year. So this is the point at the moment. We in the terminal, we do our best. We are confident what we have in place for safe of the passengers, but it's a day by day working on that because it's a new normal. It's different, and the terminal, we can't do a terminal in 2 months or 3 months. We change a lot of things, but we can create a new terminal with new condition and so on. So this is what we have at the moment. But the feedback that we have from the passenger, they are very confident on working on the terminal. So we don't have so much traffic. It's good to beginning. We will have more in July and more in August. So we'll manage that with the best what we can do. Okay, thank you for the invitation. I'm always available for what you want, what you think. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, Alberto.
Okay.
And thank you for everybody for attending this morning. Much appreciated, everybody.